Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are re-entering the lost world of the Warlord with Volume 1, Issue 22. This one comes from 1979. This one is an interesting standalone issue. The Warlord is getting drunk in a bar, still wallowing in the death of his son, or the clone of his son I should say. And he leaves the bar and is attacked by some savages that want to rob him effectively. And he quickly dispatches them, even drunk. And just when he's about to get attacked from behind, a young woman comes out of the shadows and shoots the attacker in the back with a silver dart. Now this is a solid silver crossbow bolt, so he grabs it and runs after her, only to see her being kidnapped by some soldiers and dragged into a tower. Morgan's not having any of that, so he breaks out his .44 Magnum and shatters the brittle brass lockwork, as it says, kicks the door in, where he realizes that the building is bigger on the inside than on the outside. It is not a TARDIS, don't get your hopes up. And he is attacked by a giant serpent. It comes close to killing him, cracks a few of his ribs, but he's able to get away and go through this weird labyrinth inside. He had killed the serpent with a chalice that it was like a fire urn, so there's a fire spreading downstairs now. So he has to hurry through some guys, and then he's attacked by this creature. It's a giant wolf thing, and he ends up being disarmed and has to use that silver bolt, and that's when he finds out it was a werewolf, and it was in fact the lady that saved him. And this was actually a setup the entire time. She was smiling when she died. Morgan was effectively tricked into saving her from her curse. It's a great story. It's a great one-shot issue. Definitely a good standalone sword and sorcery type issue, and you don't really have to know too much about the Warlord to know what's going on. It was a fun issue. I highly recommend this series. So far I haven't seen any issues that I straight up hated. It continues to be just a solid fun read, and if you can find these cheap, definitely pick them up. This was written and illustrated by Mike Grell. He's a comic legend, especially from the 70s and 80s. Inked by Vince Coletta. He always does a good job. Colorist was Adrian Roy. Always does a good job. Letterer was Todd Klein. Not as familiar with letterers, but fantastic job. Edited by Jack C. Harris. So this was definitely one of the better series from the 70s to come out of DC. Again, this was a great standalone story. It took me, I think, 15 minutes to read it. I was taking my time. Probably wouldn't have taken that long, but it was a fun read. A lot of nice art. And if you like Mike Grell, you'll really like this. So, especially the way he draws the werewolf is really cool. And I love the cover. That's my opinion on it, and that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you like the video, please hit like and consider subscribing so you don't miss any episodes. Because I will be covering more vintage stuff as well as new stuff. A lot of the new stuff has been incredibly disappointing, so I want to review some older stuff from my collection as well. But thanks as always for listening, and we hope to see you on the next one.